Monday going. Hello again, everybody, and welcome. It's the Rich Rare Radio Show on a chilly Monday afternoon around Tucson.
It's been a little chilly, hasn't it?
It's a little chilly today if you're inside with the air conditioner cranked up. If not, it's 105 freaking degrees out there, and it's time to break out the oven mitts to drive down the street when you go to lunch. Hello, I hope everybody had a pretty good weekend. Mine was okay. Chilled out yesterday in the pool. Did absolutely nothing. Watched some baseball. Had a pretty good day. Hope you guys did as well. I'm Rich Herrera. That, of course, is the Dragon Ball, who looks like you just rolled out of bed.
A little bit, yeah. No, it was a long weekend. A lot of things going on, and
I don't want to hear about all your nonsense and your Japanese anime puppetry and all the rest of the stuff that you were looking at on the dark web. But I am glad to have you with me today. Coming up with the program, Bruce Pasco will stop by, Arizona Daily Star. We'll talk to him about the new players that Tommy Lloyd is bringing in for the University of Arizona. Sorry, I'm one of those guys. I forgot to put the silent on my cell phone. Sorry.
Speaking of which, did you actually go out and see Top Gun this weekend?
No, I did not.
Ooh.
I did not. I went, what did I do? Saturday I had to go up to Scottsdale, and then I ended up ducking into a sports bar. I went to Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers up there and watched the Stanley Cup Finals, or watched the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right, yes.
With the Tampa Bay Lightning advancing on over the New York Rangers, the Dragon Ball thought we're for sure going to beat the Lightning. They had them down 2-0, and then, boom, you want to know why, don't you? Because MSG didn't deserve to have a Game 7 because they booked a Justin Bieber concert with his paralysis face same day as Game 7. So to heck with the Rangers. Lightning advance on, have an opportunity to win 3 Stanley Cups in a row. Do not ever disrespect John Cooper, who I have a man crush on, Steven Stamkos, and the rest of the Lightning. They're unbeatable. So Colorado Avalanche, Le Quebec Nordique, good luck against the Stammer.
Best of luck. That's a team that, again, they've had 2 already, but they probably need a third trip with the cup.
Wait, who do you like? What do you want to bet? You're already down one. You're already down 2 bets to me.
I'm already down a bet or 2 against you. I would honestly say that.
Do you want the Avalanche?
I think the Avalanche are a little bit hungrier. I like the Avalanche in this series.
Avalanche have been sitting around their big fat butts in the mile-high air for like a week and a half. They've had like 2 months off.
It's a concern because it reminds me of the Rockies when they had their amazing run going to the World Series, and they just swept through everything, and then they eventually got just blown out against the Boston Red Sox.
What do you want? I got the Lightning. What do you want?
I got I'll take the Avalanche.
You're going to take the Avalanche?
I'll take the Avalanche.
All right, I had to wipe off my microphone there because I spit into it.
Blew that raspberry.
Yeah. All right, what do you want to bet? Punch in the face?
Yeah, we'll go with the Will Smith treatment, sure.
No, we work together. We get fired for physical assault.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So, I don't know. Father's Day's coming up. We got to think of something.
All right, think of something. But I got the Lightning winning their third. You can have Les Avalanche de Quebec because they were the Quebec Nordiques.
They were.
And I remember I was working at Fox Sports Radio way back in the day, and the night that the Avalanche won must have been 2000 maybe?
I want to say it was either
I think it was 2000.
Like maybe 2002, maybe.
No, it was 2000 because I hadn't moved here yet. I moved here like in 2001. I moved here right after 9/11.
It was 2001, and they also won it in 96.
So that'd be the Avalanche?
Yes.
Is the Nordique or the Avalanche?
As the Avalanche. I don't believe the Nordiques ever won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, so maybe it was the Avalanche. Where was I? Where was I working? I was working at a network, and I remember I was on that night, the night they won, and there was a Colorado fan who called up and said, I can't believe we won. I've waited so long for this. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. I've waited and waited. I'm like, dude, you just got the hockey team the year before. Right? When did the Nordique...
They moved in
In
They
95.
moved in the summer of 95.
And then 96, they won the Cup.
Yep. They swept the Florida Panthers for the Stanley Cup in 96.
So I must have been working at Sports Fan Radio, but I remember that fan called up, yes, we won. I've been waiting forever for this. He's going crazy. Like, dude, what'd you wait, five months? Your jersey still has the tag on it. You loser. I didn't ingratiate myself to the people of Denver after that.
Well. They've been waiting for a team for a while, I guess, was what his argument was. But
No. His argument was, I've been waiting for this hockey team to win a championship forever. Forever is 5 months?
That could be forever for somebody.
Loser. Anyway, we got to get to the program today. So Bruce Pascoe is going to stop by 4:30, you said?
4:30.
4:30. We'll talk about the newest members of the Arizona Wildcats. Tommy Lloyd gets a couple out of the transfer portal. What does that do to the roster? What does it do? I can't get the stupid thing to sit still. How do you tighten this up so it doesn't move?
You got to go ahead and tighten the little...
Oh, I did. I just did it.
Okay, there you go.
Now it's still falling.
Now we'll go ahead and we'll fix it.
I got a microphone and it keeps falling, so I'm having to start up high and then it follows down low.
We'll go ahead and we'll fix it. I think it's probably the secondary bend, so it's probably closer to
No, it's that first bend.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like this to me is the first one because it's closer. So the secondary one is further. But
I will not let this bother or distract me today. Anyway, Bruce Pascoe is going to stop by. Some big doings around Hillenbrand Stadium. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about bad haircuts. And, of course, Game 5 tonight of the NBA Finals. Usually it's the NHL Finals that finish before the NBA Finals.
Most of the time they do. I feel that the NBA playoffs got extended a little bit this season. I'm not sure exactly why.
All right, anyway, that's what we're going to do on the program today, including taking your telephone calls as well. Now, what's on the agenda for today? What are we going to talk about? Let's see what's rattling around in my big old head.
Following segment might trigger some listeners, and 1290 does not take responsibility for the following content.
What the hell is going on?
It's time for the list as we explore the sick, twisted mind of our host, Rich Herrera,
And that's when things got bad.
and the list of things he is thinking about in that huge size 8 Chrome Magnum head of his.
Look at the size of that boy's head. That's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. Has its own weather system.
It does. It really does have its own weather system. Around my head right now, it's about 10 degrees hotter than it is in Tucson. Let's get after it. What's rattling around in my big old head today? Game 5 tonight of the NBA Finals. Mr. Green still hasn't shown up. So, Draymond, are you going to show up tonight when you get home for the friendly crowd? They're not going to be chanting, F you, Draymond, F you, Draymond, F you, Draymond. Are you going to be the guy that rises to the occasion in front of the home fans? You know what? The more and more I think about it, Draymond, I love you. I'm glad you're a Warrior. If you're on the other team, I would hate you with every fiber of my being. But you're no Ric Flair. You're no Ric Flair. Last week, we learned the secret, didn't we, Dragon Ball, of what's Ric Flair is all about. What's Ric Flair all about? Ric Flair brings it every night. It doesn't matter. He will show up. He is a showstopper. He is the ultimate heel because it doesn't matter whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday or a Thursday. He brings it every night. Draymond, you want to be the man, you got to act like the man, which means, brother, you've got to show up. Last 2 games, Steph Curry, he showed up. Draymond Green, not so much. So will we see the talk, which everybody could do, or the walk? Anyway, the Warriors could be down 3-1. Could be facing elimination tonight. But instead, it's 2-2. It's a best of 3. You want to bet against Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors? I think not. Warriors tonight. What time is that game? 6 o'clock?
That'll be 6 o'clock today, yeah.
Right after we get done, you can watch it on ESPN. LIV golf this weekend. Did you watch any of it?
I did not. And also, the finals game is going to be on ABC tonight.
Oh, it's on ABC
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I didn't catch any of the LIV golf tournament. I
didn't watch any of it. I
There's
didn't watch any of the PGA either.
Yeah.
This thing is like a soap opera. He said, she said, he said, she said. Anyway, U.S. Open gets going, and they're going to let the LIV golfers in there. I don't know how I feel about this. I almost feel like I got a bunch of bougie guys arguing with each other over what's better, an Audi Q6 or a BMW hybrid, right? Everybody makes money. Everybody's doing their thing. I don't like Phil Mickelson, so I say go PGA.
Mm-hmm. And it's really become the latest edition of sports first world problem arguments.
Yeah. It's like when the New York Mets are complaining, Dodger Stadium's video room isn't up to our major league standards. I get it. There's big league standards. I've been to the traveling party. I've been in locker rooms. Man, I tell you what, from when I first started coming around covering Major League Baseball to where the way the locker rooms are right now, they are Taj Mahals, masseuses, chefs, cooks, clubhouse valets, the clubbies that run around doing all your laundry, the lockers, the chairs, the food, the amenities that you have. You know, in some places, you can have a tailor come in and get a custom-made suit inside the clubhouse.
Wait, you get a suit made after you're already in the clubhouse?
Like if you wanted to get a custom-made suit, there's dudes that will show up in the clubhouse, measure you, bang, right there. Next time you come through, you'll have a custom-made suit.
I wonder if the NBA might need that.
They do that there. They do that there. There's guys that'll grease some palms in order to be around the players. In Oakland, there was a guy that would sit at a little card table, and he had ice. Ooh. I mean, he had ice. He had every number, solid with Cuban link chains, with like pristine diamonds in there. You can get your number as big as your head if you wanted. And he would sit there outside the visitors' clubhouse, and he would just make bank.
I bet.
Selling stuff. Oh yeah, you want a haircut? There's a guy standing by, a barber in every clubhouse in America. You just have to tip him, and he probably gets tipped like $500 for the haircut.
Yeah, that's always been the one that's always been bizarre to me, is that there's just a barber just in every locker room. It seems like.
Yeah, because
majors.
If you're on the road for 2 weeks, you need a haircut. Where are you going to go? I mean, if the flow's going, I got that issue because I've got great hair. Anyway, Dragon Ball. But yeah, so they'll have. I know the guy who did it in Tampa Bay, and he didn't get paid. They just tipped him, and they usually tipped him pretty good, $200 a haircut.
And he just travels around with the team.
No. Every club, every away clubhouse, every home clubhouse has a barber that's there during the game. During the first 2 games of a series to give everybody a haircut that needs one.
Hopefully, that's a barber you can trust.
Well, he has to be if he's going to be that level of big league barber.
Right.
Let's see. So those are the things that are bouncing around my big old head. I got one more. It's kind of a sad note. I'm going to talk about this hour of the program. A really, really good friend of mine. He was one of my co-hosts for the longest time on satellite radio. I saw this story this weekend, Friday night, and it just rocked me to my core. Steve Sachs. Dragon Ball, did you see this?
Yeah, I saw this.
Steve Sachs, his son Johnny is a Marine, and there was a training accident over near Camp Pendleton in San Diego, and there are 5 Marines that lost their life in a Osprey helicopter accident, and Steve's son Johnny was one of the 5 Marines that we lost in that training accident. It absolutely devastates me personally for a couple different reasons. Again, you know how much I brag about my son and those kids that sign up and volunteer to keep our country safe and put their lives on the line. You know, we say that, we talk about it, and then when it happens, it really does. It really does just take the wind right out of you. And watching the news come out that we lost 5 Marines broke my heart. And then when I find out it's someone that I know, it really knocks you over with a feather. And for Steve, who was one of the kindest, dearest, genuine people I know, when I was having health issues and was in the hospital having heart surgery, he called my wife every day to check on her and Riggs. That's a true friend. So when I saw that it was Steve's son, I was just just devastated. And I found out Friday at midnight and didn't sleep much that night. We've texted back and forth a little bit. I've been able to talk to him. I told him I'll talk to him when he's ready. But it hits home for us because when Rigney was in high school, Steve and I would do the show on satellite radio, and we would talk about his son who had gone through officer candidate school, who was going to flight school in Pensacola with the Marine Corps. And he would talk about, one day Rigney and Johnny would be in the fleet together. And we'd talk, and I'd check on Johnny throughout his journey. And Steve would tell me how he was doing and where he was going and how proud he was of him. And Steve really is a true patriot and was so proud of his son, John. And then when we find out the Captain Sachs and the other Marines lost their lives, it just is absolutely heartbreaking. Johnny, as his dad called him, had been in the Marine Corps for about 7+ years. He had a 20-month-old daughter, and he has another on the way. And I told Steve, I don't even have the words. I don't even know the words to say. I wish there was something I could say other than that I love you, which takes us back to what we talked about last week with the legacy of Julius Holton. If you listen to the program, I had on Lamont Hunley, who reminded me that's one thing that Julius would always be able to do is just look another man in the eye and say, I love you. And he was such a fountain of positivity. And I thought of that when I was thinking about what to tell Steve and to talk to him about his son, Johnny. Sorry, I'm getting a little teary-eyed here with you, but it was devastating news for me. And I told him, you've got your friends, your family, you got your baseball family, you got your military family, and they're all here for you. We're all here for you. So I bring that up. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later because I saw some things that just disturbed me that I got to bring up because, again, I'm going to live this. You promote what you permit. You promote what you permit. So I saw some stuff this weekend that just I don't get, and maybe you can help me figure this out. But thinking of Johnny, and thinking of Steve, and thinking of what my friend Lamont told me, I'm just going to tell you right now. If you're a parent, if you're a dad, if you're a mom, if you're a grandma, if you're a grandpa, or an aunt and uncle, or a godfather or godmother, or an aunt or uncle, or just somebody that has someone in your life that you care about and you love, do me a favor right now during this radio program. Either drive over to their house if you live close enough. If you live in town, I don't care what the cost of gas is. Get up right now, get in your car, if at all possible, or on your way home, and stop by that person's house, stop by that kid's house, stop by that person that you know, and just give them a hug. Just give them a hug and tell them that you love them for no reason. And I guarantee you one day you're going to be able to think back and go, I got that one extra hug that I probably wouldn't have, shouldn't have, and couldn't have gotten had I not just taken that one moment to say, I'm going to give that person a hug. And you're going to get that one extra hug. And one day it's going to mean an awful lot to you. But I guarantee you today, if you show up out of the blue and you tell that person, I love you, and you give them that hug, the way that I wish that we could hug the Sachs family right now, and you just give them that one hug and say, for no reason, I just wanted to tell you I love you. I just wanted to give you a hug. You are going to make their day so special. It'll be a day that they're going to look at you like you're half crazy, but it's something they're going to remember for the rest of their life. Hey, do you remember the time that Dragon Ball just showed up at my house today? drag a ball on your way home. You don't go by your grandma's every day, do you?
It's on the way. It's like the first exit.
But do you go by every day?
Not every day.
Okay, so today on the way home, what are you going to do?
Gonna stop by.
And what are you going to do?
Gonna give her a hug.
What are you going to tell her?
Love you.
And you get one extra hug that you normally would not have gotten.
Yep.
Think about that when we're walking around acting like idiots and worrying about this and worrying about that and everything else. When the things that really matter and are important to us are right in front of us, we just have to stop, remember what's really important. So you're going to do that. Dragon Ball's going to do that with Nanny. Give her a hug for me as well. And I challenge, I should do one of these challenges, right? You see challenges all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Tide Pod challenge, the eat dog poop challenge.
The cinnamon challenge.
The cinnamon challenge. What was? There's a new challenge that's out. Can you eat 4 quarter pounders of cheese, 2 medium orders of fries, 30 chicken McNuggets, and 4 medium sodas in less than 90 minutes or something like that?
That sounds like okay. There's a thing for like video games that I can bring up that's like that.
What's the other challenge? There was Perloff was just talking about this. There was another challenge. I can't remember what it is. Anyway.
Well, there's also the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
But that one's been around for a while.
Right.
That one's been around for a while. But how about this for a challenge? But I wonder if you have to be over the age of 18, under the age of 18 for these to actually make any sense. Hopefully this is a challenge that we can all do. I want you to do this, and I want you to call, or I want you to post. I want you to make your challenge go viral. I challenge you to go by somebody and just give them a hug and tell them you love them for no reason other than you just got one extra hug, which is going to make your life better and make their life better. So I'm going to give you that challenge right now. Go do it. Go give somebody a hug. Stop by your brother's house, your sister's house, your mom and dad's house if you still have them. And hopefully all that good karma and all those good wishes are going to help my buddy Steve as he tries to get through this difficult time. All right? I'm going to go give that guy a hug right there. Just walk by. Our engineer. He's probably going to smack me because he's not the huggable kind, but I'm going to go hug him and tell him I love him. How's that? Do you think that'll work?
I think that works.
The chances I come back with a broken rib?
Nah.
Are great.
I'd say the chances of that are almost as good as the Lightning winning it all.
There's a good chance I'm going to come back with a broken rib.
You'll be fine, Rich.
All right. Let me see. What do I got to do right here? All I'm going to tell you about our program today is brought to you by QC Kinetics. So right now, I'm telling you, I don't mind the heat. I don't mind the weather right now. Got up, went for a walk, did a lot of things this weekend, went swimming, enjoyed the weekend, enjoyed living in the desert. It's the most active part of the year right now, but if you have joint pain, you just can't enjoy Tucson the way it's meant to be enjoyed. Hiking, walking, biking, swimming, spending time outside. It just, it hurts and it's hot. Well, I can't do anything about the heat, but I can do something about the hurt. Well, you have hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. It just sucks the fun out of living here in Tucson. So right now, I got to tell you, there's fantastic news. QC Kinetics is helping people here get the fun back. With advanced regenerative treatments from local medical professionals, regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, and then putting them back into your aching joints. This exciting in-office, non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints, giving you real, lasting relief from pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in these cutting-edge, all-natural options and have the patient satisfaction reports that are incredible. They have over 100 clinics nationwide, including right here in Tucson. Yes, you can get real relief from pain with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine and get a totally free in-office consultation. Here's their number, QC Kinetics, 520-497-4955. That's 520-497-4955. QC Kinetics, Academy and Orange Grove, One more time. Here's the number, 520-497-4955. Coming up, we got to check the brackets on the top cat. Oh, Steve Kerr made a big run over the weekend. We'll tell you about it next.
Rich Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey DQ fans, make sure to cast your vote for
Rich Rare Show rolls on here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, Dragon Ball, are you going to go hug Nanny?
Yes, I will.
All right, just want to make sure. Hey, by the way, we got a sweet deal for you coming up this Friday, 8:30 a.m. Casino del Sol's Bellissimo Ristorante Italiano. Do you like that? Was that a smirk or a mock of my?
No, that was actually kind of impressive. I did not think that you were going to get that kind of flair added to the way you were going to say that.
You know what? I won't do it again.
Okay.
I've already raised the bar too high. $50 gift card for just $25 goes on sale Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. I'm still waiting for my steakhouse gift card from Dragon Ball that I never got.
It is coming.
No, it's not. Coming. We sold out of them.
No, you'll get something. Believe me,
I'll get
something.
I'll get something. All right, let's check our brackets in the Tucson Top Cat tournament that's going on as we speak. Now, last week I was a little afraid Steve Kerr could have been upset in the first round by Kourtney Kardashian thanks to that evil, despicable Buzz Jackson.
Buzz is not evil. Buzz was just having some fun, and it almost cost Steve Kerr a spot.
I thought you were going to come in here and fix my microphone.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
No, I'll fix it myself.
I got it.
No,
you go ahead
that's okay.
Go.
No, I don't want you in here. You got cooties. Steve Kerr versus Kourtney Kardashian first round. We'll just give you an update on all of them real quick. Kerr's winning right now. And if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can actually follow along and look at the percentages. 56-44, Steve Kerr over Kourtney Kardashian. Kenny Lofton looks like he's going to go on to a first-round victory over Mike Bibby, leading 75-25. Nick Foles leading Lorena Ochoa, 71-29 in another first-round matchup. Barry Goldwater, no problem with Alex Flanagan winning 75% of the vote in that one. Annika Sorenstam, no problem with Katie Pavlich. She's winning 100-0. Don Knotts beating Michael Bates right now, 63-38. Dr. Richard Carmona, former U.S. Surgeon General, beating Natalie Golbis right now, 71-29. Bob Dole beating Louis Litt from Suits, 75-25 in a first-round matchup. Artie Moreno, no problem with Caroline Ray, who you like because she was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
She was Aunt Hilda.
Only you would know that on this program. That's why we have you here. 71-29. JT Snow beating Kurt Busch, 63-38. This one was surprising. Chris McAllister, he's a heck of a ball player. He is crushing Geraldo Rivera right now. 75-25. I thought Geraldo Rivera would make it out of the first round.
I started to think people maybe go ahead and hold him accountable for that old Al Capone vault thing.
Dan Hicks leading Robert Sarver right now. Dan Hicks, NBC's lead golf reporter, analyst, host, 63-38 over Sarver. Teddy Bruschi, 75-25% over Tom Tolbert. Jenny Finch, same. She's got 75% of the vote over Greg Kinnear. Amanda Beard, 88% of the vote over Ed Hockley, NFL referee who's responsible for the uniforms because everybody looks good in the gun show thanks to Ed Hockley. He was like ripped. All the rest of the referees look like fat old men, which gave me hope that one day I could be an NFL referee. Now they all look like Peloton instructors thanks to Ed Hockley.
Yep.
Gronk, 88-13. Leading Gary Shandling. I'd like to know who the 13% of the people that voted for Gary Shandling are.
I also want to know why it's 13% and not 12.
I don't know. Jerry, I didn't put this together. Jerry Bruckheimer beating Nicole Richie right now, 75-25. That early had Nicole Richie. I think at one point she was leading Bruckheimer.
She was leading voting. Yeah, very early on. Yeah,
and I thought, oh my God, you know what happens if a bunch of Arizona State fans get in here?
Yep, you were thinking that was going to be all kinds of Arizona State fans were going to try to go ahead and collaborate to try and ruin the bracket.
Yep. This one, DeAndre Ayton took the lead over the weekend over Ron Shelton, who gave us Bull Durham.
Tough matchup.
57-43. DeAndre Ayton has taken the lead over Ron Shelton. This one was close. Jim Furyk was leading early in our contest. Jason Terry has come back to take the lead, 63-38 over Jim Furyk. This is yours. You called this one.
I did say this was going to be the one that was going to be This was going to be a big one because this could decide the entirety of this section of the bracket because Cecil could make a run here.
Chuck Cecil's leading Richard Jefferson 75-25 in round one of our brackets. John Hughes beating Vance Johnson. John Hughes, of course, gave us the Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. This is a flat-footed tie. I'm surprised on this one. Linda McCartney versus Antoine Kaysen. We're in a flat-footed tie right now.
I really, really am surprised by this. I would have figured Antoine would at least be taking the lead as we get closer to the end of the voting.
I thought Linda McCartney, internationally known, married to Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney,
right,
was a musician. Paul McCartney in Wings.
She has a good amount of backing for her side, but again, Antoine Kaysen brought home the Thorpe Award.
I'm just saying. Luke Walton, no problem beating Johnny Ringo. Michael Biehn, who played Johnny Ringo in Tombstone, and
he was also one of the saviors of the future in the Terminator series. He was
Kyle Reese. Trevor Hoffman beating Rory Sabatini 75-25. Carl Eller, no problem with Denise Austin. He's winning 75% of the vote. Savannah Guthrie has taken the lead over Gilbert Arenas. That surprised me a little bit.
This is surprising to me. I really thought Agent Zero would have been at least getting close to a flat-footed tie by this point in the week. But
and especially if you've got Antoine Kaysen and Linda McCartney 50-50 tie.
Yeah.
Savannah Guthrie leading Gilbert Arenas 63-38. Bob Baffert beating Lance Briggs 88-13. I thought Lance would have a bigger showing there.
You would think, but Bob's just got a huge running right now.
Sean Elliott beating Damon Stoudemire 63-38. Woody Johnson, no problem with Josh Pastor, 75% of the vote for him. And again, if you said Linda McCartney and Antoine Kaysen are a flat-footed tie, Linda Ronstadt trouncing Andre Iguodala 88-13.
This one is very, very surprising. I did not expect it to be that far ahead for Linda.
Craig T. Nelson with 100% of the vote versus Nick Folk. Terry Francona is now beating Kristen Wiig 63-38.
Yeah, this is what I figured that at the end of the weekend that was going to go in favor of Tito.
Right. So we'll update those as we go on, but that's a look at our brackets here on Wildcats Radio 1290. All right. Coming up on the show, Bruce Pascoe is going to join us from the Arizona Daily Star. We'll talk about the two Arizona Wildcats that are transferring in through the portal. And I got another story of people just being stupid, being mean, being jerks here in town. I don't know why I'm on this kick. I think somebody needs to be on it. Can we start being nicer to each other? Or am I just being Pollyanna?
Polly what?
Pollyanna-ish.
I have no idea what that is. You got to explain that.
Now we know when Dragon Ball broke the show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is David Amata, and here's what's trending on 1290 here at 3:44. Hillenbrand Stadium will be the place to be in 2023 as the Pac-12 will hold their inaugural softball tournament in Tucson next May, the conference just announced. All-American honors were handed out at the NCAA Track and Field Championships as both Tally Bonds and Sarah Meisberger were both named to that list. Congratulations to them. Former MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson has returned to the Ravens minicamp as the two sides continue to work towards a new contract. Jackson is currently on the final year of his rookie deal, and some familiar faces will return to the U.S. women's national team for the CONCACAF Championship as Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan were both officially named to the final roster. That's what's trending locally and nationally here on 1290. Still more to come on The Rich Herrera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Rich Herrera Show rolls on live from the studios of Wildcats Radio 1290. Coming up, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, today's the box office blitz. Every Monday we give you things for just listening to this radio program. This hour we'll give away a gift card to Hooters.
Gift card to Hooters.
By the way, what Megan Rapinoe and who?
Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan
are going to play for what?
The women's national team.
And in what tournament?
CONCACAF.
CONCAF. Isn't it? Is it CONCACAF?
It's CONCACAF.
That was CONCAF.
No, CONCACAF.
I don't think you're right. If somebody knows, which I'd be disappointed if anybody in this audience actually does, if anybody knows how you pronounce I think it's CONCAF. CONCACAF? That sounds like conch shell. What are you doing?
It is CONCACAF.
But it's soccer. They don't pronounce anything the right way. They call it football. FUTBOL.
Football.
No, it's not football. The footy. It's soccer.
But no, that is it's CONCACAF.
No, there is. Okay. What does it stand for?
Okay.
You don't even know what it stands for. You can't use it.
I don't have that on hand. Let me just go ahead and try to pull that.
If you don't know,
okay,
go ahead.
Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football.
What a stupid name. CONCACAF. I've never heard it called CONCACAF.
Well, it's CON.
Did you just make that up, or have you heard somebody else say it?
No, it's CONCACAF.
Okay, you say that with authority, but we know how you get things wrong all the time.
We do. This is a thing. I will admit wholeheartedly that I have been wrong before.
You've been wrong a lot.
But this one, I know for a fact, it's CONCACAF. It's CO.
What are you willing to put up on this?
Well, this one, I'll go ahead and I'll bet the house on it. But the thing is, it's CO for Confederation, N for North, Central America is CA, and Caribbean, Caribbean Association, CAF for football.
I want you to find me, before the end of the program, someone on YouTube from somebody of some authority calling it CONCACAF. I'm probably wrong, and I don't like soccer, so I really don't care. But I don't think I've ever heard anybody call it CONCACAF.
I will do my best to
find somebody like at Fox Sports 1 or ESPN or CBS or just someplace. And it has to be North America. It has to be American. I don't want any of your nonsense that you found somebody down in Belize calling it CONCACAF.
Wait, how did you pronounce it now?
CONCACAF.
Okay. CONCACAF.
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 CONCACAF. Today we will call it CONCACAF. So find somebody to let me know that you're calling. Because if I have to, I don't know if I'm working at CBS this weekend, but if I am, I don't want to say, and in other news, the U.S. women's national team will compete in CONCACAF. And then somebody calls up, no, stupid, you don't even got it right. CONCACAF. CONCACAF.
I've heard this on a number of occasions. I will double check, though, to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's CONCACAF. Because
the fact that you even said it on this radio program makes me ill.
I mean, I actually said out loud what FIFA stood for, and I got banned from ever saying that.
Why? Okay, again. So what do you call it? FIFA?
Federal International de Football Association.
What language is that?
It's French. At least I'm pretty sure it's French.
You don't even know what language you're speaking, you oaf. By the way, that's the first time I've ever called anybody an oaf.
I mean, to be fair, if there was ever going to be a person you were going to call that, it was going to be me.
No, the guy's going to call an oaf. So I'm going to get my car. See, I'm pointing out things just because I want our audience to be a fountain for goodness. I want us to be good. Let's use my evil powers to do something good in life. Right? So if I got this microphone, let me use my evil microphone to do something good in life. So I'm getting my car washed today, right? And I'm waiting to pull onto Oracle. And there's some traffic and it's light. I'm not in a hurry. I don't want to get in a wreck. I'm not going to pull out and cut somebody off. Dude behind me got tired of me waiting for the traffic to clear and sped around me, cut me off, and then when I started to go, he actually was in my way. I didn't even see him. I almost hit him. And then he takes off, peeling rubber as he drives down the road, cutting me and like 5 other cars off. If that was you, did you really need to do that? Dragon Ball, do we really need to have those kind of people living in Tucson with us?
No, and
Shame. Can you get me that thing from, well, you don't have to get it right now, but let's just put this in there. Shame. 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 You know the soundbite I'm looking for?
Yes, I do.
Shame. 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 Can you get that for me?
Let me go ahead and see if I can get it.
Well, you don't have to have it right now. You can just find it next time. I'm going to start shaming people into better behavior when I see things that need to be corrected.
And you will go ahead and you will do this?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. So, do we really have to cut each other off to get where we're going? Can't you be a better person? Just sit there and wait an extra 15 seconds? Was that 15 seconds that it took you to get around me, cut everybody else off, really worth it if you had caused an accident? Because you're impatient and you're more important than everybody else? You don't have a blue check mark. You're not more important than me. I've got a blue check mark. The mayor doesn't have a blue check mark, does she?
No.
Nope. That makes Rich Herrera the most powerful person in town. I've got a blue check mark, and I've had it longer than most. It's not a new blue check mark, Dragon Ball. I've had it since like 2012, 13.
I want to check something real quick here. So give me a quick second.
No, enough of your nonsense.
Oh.
What?
You're not the only blue check mark in the building, sir.
Who else has a blue check mark?
Mr. Buzz Jackson.
He's a country music radio Hall of Famer. Of course he's got a blue check mark.
Of course he's got a blue check mark. I just wanted to, because I just thought about it. It's like, would Rich be the only person in here with a blue check mark?
Well, he's pretty powerful. He almost messed up our brackets by willing Kourtney Kardashian.
He did.
Who, by the way, she's the least crazy of the Kardashian sisters.
That's not saying a lot.
She's not as crazy as the rest of them.
Again, I don't know if that might be the lowest bar you could possibly set.
That's a bar that you could pass. All right, let's do this. How about, you ready to do the box office blitz?
Let's go ahead and let's open up that box office.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 box office is now open.
We feel that right away. It's just refreshing.
With tickets to ball games, concerts, movies,
Surely you can't be serious.
and more.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Start calling at 520-848-1290 to win. Good luck from Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, here's what I have. A $25 gift card?
It is a $50. Oh, wait, no, hold on. My mistake. That is a $25 gift card to Hooters. I was looking at the Bellissimo Suite
I'm going to make you give them another $25 out of your
No.
pocket.
It's $25.
$25 gift card to Hooters for being caller number 11 today. Caller number 11. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. 848-1290. Be caller 12 right. No, caller 11 right now.
Caller 11.
You
give him an
shows,
extra number to call. I give him $25 extra on a gift card. This is a mess.
This show's taking a lot out of me today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Call right now. Be caller number 11. 520-848-1290. You want a $25 gift card to Hooters. All right, coming up in the program next hour, Bruce Pascoe is going to join us. Something big is coming to Tucson. Should I get my hopes up? We'll tell you what it is next here on 1290. Bum, 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 bum. Sounds so ominous, the music. The Rich Herrera Radio Show. Coming up this hour, your opportunity to win another $25 gift card to Hooters. Rich Herrera Radio Show, sitting here with Dragon Ball, who's got a big smile on his face. Why are you smiling so much?
Because I may or may not have found some proof
Of life?
liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Also, the pronunciation for a certain soccer league, CONCACAF. And it's pronounced exactly as I described it.
All right, let's hear.
A Liga MX team in CONCACAF Champions League. And there's been many
Okay, where's that from?
That, sir, is from ESPN.
ESPN what?
That's ESPN FC. That is ESPN Football Club. That's their.
No, I want ESPN. I want
That
an
is
American.
ESPN.
I want an American broadcasting. That's international.
No, it's not. This is them following the Seattle Sounders winning the CONCACAF Champions League.
Wait a minute. How could the who?
The Seattle Sounders.
Won?
They won the CONCACAF Champions League.
I don't even know what CONCACAF is.
I just told you what it is.
That's stupid.
Oh, man.
All right, so it is CONCACAF?
It's CONCACAF.
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 CONCACAF. Say it one more time.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give us a CONCACAF update every day?
Because it doesn't happen that often.
Oh.
At least not that I'm aware of.
Today in CONCACAF news,
I mean,
the red team's mom brought orange slices for all the CONCACAF players. In other news, half of the CONCACAF players fell down in order to draw yellow cards. They flop worse than NBA players in CONCACAF. And the winning team will get 2 Capri Suns instead of just 1 for the loser. That's your CONCACAF news for today.
well,
There's only one soccer team that I pull for. Push Ridge JV Soccer
we love
with
you,
Rhino's family. That's it.
We love you, Rhino.
And the Cats.
Yeah, we love you, Rhino, and also the Wildcats. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 2 soccer teams I follow.
That being said, and we do have a CONCACAF update. Is that they will have a playoff coming up between.
So anyway, Pac-12 news, big news. You already talked about it a little bit. We had the inaugural, first ever.
Roxy Bernstein is
got
somewhere.
mad because I said inaugural, first ever. It means, hey, Rich, that's that Cal State Bakersfield education of yours paying off because they're the same things, dummy.
Yeah, Roxy's pulling his hair out somewhere.
So the first ever Pac-12 baseball tournament was in Scottsdale, at Scottsdale Stadium. Arizona did fairly well in making it to the NCAA tournament. They've announced the first ever Pac-12 softball postseason tournament. Did I get that right? Did I describe it the right way?
The first ever.
First ever will be at.
I believe it's at Hillenbrand Stadium.
Well, that was in your report. Don't act dumb. Oh my God,
Well,
you're the worst actor ever.
There might be some folks that didn't hear the update.
That's true. They might have just heard you go CONCACAF and then saw what was playing over on Kim FM.
Oh, that's brutal.
Come on. Mess with me a little bit more, CONCACAF. So they'll have the first ever Pac-12 softball tournament here in Tucson. Should I get excited? Am I expecting too much? We got behind and tried to push people to go up to the Pac-12 baseball tournament. Is there enough passion for some of these postseason tournaments like baseball and softball? At Hillenbrand, I think they'll sell it out just from the strength of Arizona softball.
I think that's a easy estimate.
But will I have butts in the seats for all the games? You see, I sometimes wonder, do I have too high of expectations when I talk about the Pac-12 and I compare us to the other Power 5 conferences? Because I've worked in 3 of the Power 5 conferences. I've called games in broadcast in all 5 Power 5 conferences, okay? So I lived in the Southeastern Conference. I lived in the ACC, and I've covered those games. And I see what ACC sports could be like. What are you doing?
I'm taking care of some stuff in here.
No, you're in here going like this.
You do that as well. I apologize. I'll turn the mic off.
I just don't want to hear you burping. Oh, by the way, can I just go down a rabbit hole real quick?
Oh, no. Okay, this is dangerous.
I've got a new hero.
Okay.
I've got a new hero.
Okay. Who's your new hero?
Katina. Although I feel a little guilty. Because we do have a Nathan's hot dog eating champion that lives here in town.
Okay. Yes.
Lesko is her name. And I actually reached out to her. I want her to come on the program. Like, I know she can't come in here and eat hot dogs because that's against the rules because she is a professional. But I saw this weekend on YouTube, oh my, this girl is my hero. What is her name? I think her name is Katina, I think. Katina Eats Kilos is the name of her website. I watched her power down. She's this little thing, Dragon Ball, right? She's this little tiny blonde thing. And I watched her on YouTube this weekend. I'm going to start watching her before I eat every day because it repulsed me, yet sucked me in to watch to the point that I started getting cramps and stomach aches.
Oh, no.
Watching her eat on YouTube. I watched her power down a 3.5-pound cheeseburger that had a bun that was another pound and then over a pound of French fries. And to top it off, just for fun, not even part of a food challenge, she added on a extra large milkshake with a cupcake on top of it. And she powered it down in like 20 minutes.
Whoa, wait, hold on. What was on? What did the cupcake sit on?
It was on. It was part of a large milkshake just on the side. She just added that for fun.
Okay, when you say it was on top of the milkshake, was it like
a Bloody Mary. You know when you have a Bloody Mary,
okay,
so they
so
put like a cheeseburger on top of it.
It was in the drink though.
No, it was like on a straw sticking out of the drink.
Okay.
Then I watched her eat. I watched her eat. Oh, she had a breakfast challenge. What was it? Well, I watched her and her boyfriend eat a 15-pound pizza. Then I watched her eat the Big Porker Challenge. Okay, Dragon Ball?
Okay.
This was 6 eggs, 3 pancakes. Each pancake weighed a pound. 6 huge pieces of toast. 6 sausage links, 6 pieces of bacon, a ham steak. I already said the 6 eggs.
Yes.
And over a pound of fried potatoes.
Okay, this doesn't.
And she polished that off. I watched it. Buzz Jackson and I watched it. I showed her. I go, Buzz, you got to see this. It's so disgusting. Yet I can't take my eyes off of it. And it was over. She did it in less than 30 minutes.
Okay, this doesn't mean anything in the long run, but I have to know, how were the eggs prepared?
Fried. And it was like one big frisbee of fried eggs.
Oh, no.
I watched her yesterday eat two 40-ounce steaks, baked potato with all the fixings, and 2 salads.
No. That's too much.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not incredible. I'm just saying that looks like it's a world of hurt, probably.
Oh, she is funny. The 2 things she struggled with a 5-foot po' boy with catfish, with shrimp, a bunch of other stuff. Because the bread gets to you.
Oh, yeah, no, the bread is the absolute worst part.
And then we talk about stupid challenges. Like I'm challenging everyone, just go give someone you love a hug,
right?
And just get an extra hug. You'll be able to take that with you, right? So you're gonna go hug Nanny on the way home.
Gonna go hug Nanny.
The other thing she struggled with. So there's all these dumb challenges. Somebody said, "Hey, can you eat all of this from McDonald's? A quarter pounder with cheese, 3 more double quarter pounders with cheese, 30 nuggets, 2 medium fries, and 4 medium soft drinks in less than like an hour." I watched her eat that, and that one almost got her.
Okay.
It's called Katina Eats Kilos, Katina. I actually emailed her. I want her to come on the program. But now that I also know that we have our local hot dog eating champion, I'm torn between the two now.
We can make it an all-you-can-eat. Whatever weekday it is, it's an all-you-can-eat blank.
My blood, because I'm diabetic, my blood sugar is rising just thinking about now.
Those. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring us further down this rabbit hole, but I thought about it when you were mentioning food challenges and you talking about this. It reminded me of one that it still to this day haunts me.
What's that?
Okay. This was a deal that was going on in China for KFC. You would be able to get a download code for something in a video game. This is all this was for. It was a food challenge where you would eat 4 family meals from KFC, and it includes the following: 1 double chicken burger, 1 vegan mushroom burger, 1 5-piece chicken nuggets, 2 original recipe chickens, 1 2-piece New Orleans chicken wings, 1 Old Beijing spicy duck roll, 2 large Pepsis, and 2 large peach oolong iced teas. Now, the thing is that you have to remember that that's a 4 family meals. So take everything that I just said, multiply it by 4, and you have to eat all of that to get a download code.
How long?
Oh, you had as long as you needed to, but the minute that you got up to leave to go to the restroom or something, they would take everything that you had still on your plate, throw it out, and give you a fresh plate.
Have you, and then most of these challenges, like if you don't eat it, you have to pay for it, like $30, $40, $50.
Yes.
And then if you win, you get a T-shirt.
Yes.
You don't pay for it, and your name goes up on the wall.
On the wall with a picture or something like that.
Have you ever had the meat sweats?
Yes. Every time I've gone to a Brazilian steakhouse. And that's just because I like the food,
I was going to talk about the softball tournament, but this just popped into my head. She's now my hero. I would call her daddy.
Oh, no.
Who's your daddy? Katina is. Katina's my daddy.
Katina
just
eats
watching
kilos,
her.
yeah.
Katina eats kilos. I watched her and her boyfriend. They're both competitive eaters. They chowed down.
They're both. Oh, that's terrible.
They both chowed down. There was a share. It was a team challenge. Like you and I could go try this. A 15-pound pizza.
What do you have to put on a pizza to make it 15 pounds?
This sucker was huge. It's a 15-pound pizza, and I think they got like chicken and something else on it. And they just mowed it down. They ate it. It's like a 90-minute challenge. They did it in like 25 minutes.
That's ridiculous. That's too much.
What else did I watch her eat?
Too much carbs.
Oh, my God. I'm literally sitting here sweating thinking of the stuff that I watched her eat last night.
I wonder how much
any of this on television.
I wonder how much any of this would cost if you couldn't finish it.
Like they're normally $30, $40, $50.
15-pound pizza for $50 seems like that's real cheap.
Now, she's like a professional bodybuilder, so she's like I said, this tiny little thing, and just can eat and eat and eat. It's the most amazing. I've sat there. And then I just got disgusted and I had to go to bed. I woke up this morning with a headache.
I would too.
She ate. Oh, this is the one that she didn't. She tried to throw down. She won, but she didn't beat the record that she wanted to. 6 hamburger patties. 6 hamburger patties loaded with cheese, crispy onion rings, heaping side of tater tots. was one of the ones that her boyfriend ate in like 9.5 minutes. She couldn't do it. So because she was disappointed she didn't beat her boyfriend's record, she had a turtle cheesecake afterwards.
She couldn't beat the record, so she still ate something after that?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
She's my hero. She's my daddy.
Oh.
Who's your daddy?
What can I do?
I told you these competitive eaters have groupies.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
Like, we had some at a ball game once. They've got groupies. Like, girls literally throwing themselves at a competitive eater.
I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it. Especially if that's the kind of stuff that they can put down. I would be a groupie at that point.
The sign of the apocalypse being upon us, competitive eaters have groupies. You know, tire men and gas guys in NASCAR have groupies.
Yes.
I didn't know that there were... I can't say it on the radio.
To be fair, if you're going to want to be a groupie to anybody, you want to be a groupie to a tire guy, because anytime you get a blowout or something, you can call them up right away.
Oh, you know what? you make up for you made up for the CONCACAF remarks earlier.
I mean, that's the guy you want to hang out with, though, man.
You're back in my good graces. All right, coming up, talk about bad timing. Have you ever got a bad haircut? And you got it just the worst time? Oh, I got a story for you. About a buddy of mine who got a bad haircut. Now he's going to have to walk around and live with that. It's not good. Hey, program today brought to you in part by Trajan Wealth, 321-4100, 321-4100, or go to TrajanWealth.com, TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth, located right here in Tucson. They're over on East Sunrise, over in the Kolb Center. Why is that important? I think you need to have a personal relationship with your wealth advisor, with your money guy, with the person that you're counting on to take care of your family, the one you're counting on to look after your money. You've worked so hard to put it aside. Don't you want to have a personal relationship? I don't know about you, but I don't want to call an 800 number and have somebody call up. You call up, hey, is Freddie there? No, Freddie left a week ago. Let me give you Margie. And then next time you call back, hey, is Margie there? Yeah, no, Margie moved to a different department. Let me give you to Teddy. You go, hey, Teddy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, this is Ted. No, I want Teddy. No, different person. How are they going to keep track of all of your needs and wants and goals if they're not there on top of the case every single day? That's why you need to call Trajan Wealth. They're fiduciaries. They're incentivized to grow your portfolio. The more money you make, the more money they make. They're your partners. They're right there. They have your back. Here's their number, 321-4100, 321-4100, or go to TrajanWealth.com, TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Coming up, bad haircut, bad timing. I'll tell you what happened next. It's Rich. It's Dragon Ball. It's Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'll tell you the story about a guy who got the worst haircut in just a second. Dragon Ball, I think I figured this out.
Okay.
Watch the the show.
Oh no.
She's gonna do what you just talked about. My new hero, Katina.
She's gonna do the 4 family meal thing?
Yes. So she's got it.
No.
She's got a bucket of chicken, 2 buckets of chicken, 3 large family sides. She's got the Merry Christmas package. She's got a bag of soda. So I want you to eat. So I'm just going to leave this up on our stream, and you can watch this over my shoulder. Look at this. Look at this, Dragon Ball.
Oh man, she's going to town on that macaroni.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's not even trying it because usually she pulls her hair back. So if you're watching the stream, she is going to eat. I think those are 2 buckets of chicken. So that's like 50 pieces of chicken.
Those are wings, yeah. That's a big old bucket of wings.
Look at her. And she's tiny. Dragon Ball, the look on your face of disgust watching her is incredible. If you're watching the stream, Dragon Ball his jaw is dropped open.
Part of it is just like, why eat that much food for one person?
Well, she's in great shape. She's ripped.
Right. Well, I guess that's the carbo loading and stuff like that, I guess. I just don't understand all of it.
I'm going to let you watch this during the show today.
I know my girlfriend is going to be screaming at me because she's been yelling at me about portion controlling for like months now. And I'm like, this is not portion controlling.
Look, she's dipping the fried chicken into the mashed potatoes.
That is sacrilege. No, you can't do that. You don't dip the chicken in the mashed potatoes. That's ridiculous. No. That should be cheating.
This is awesome.
That should be cheating.
Look at her. She's eating a chicken leg, a drumstick, and like 2 bites.
You know what's worse about this is that we still got to give away a gift card to get some wings for somebody over at Hooters.
I've been to the Hooters. I've been to the Hooters wing eating contest with like Joey Chestnut and Sonia, the Black Widow, and all.
Oh yes,
Badlands Booker, I think is his name. I sat there and I watched it.
Is it weird that these guys have nicknames that are equivalent to like wrestlers?
Well, they do the whole hype video.
Right.
Could you do a hype video?
Depends on for what.
All right,
what are we hyping
okay,
up?
so here's what I want you to do. Bruce Pascoe's coming up in about 5 minutes.
Yes, he is.
Before we go to break, can you do a WCW hype pump video telling everybody to stick around for Bruce Pascoe? Just take a couple minutes while I tell this Joe Madden story.
Okay, I'll think about it.
I was going to share this story with you before we completely got sidetracked. Joe Madden got fired about a week ago from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Story came out. I think Tim Kirchin broke this weekend when they were at Sunday Night Baseball. Skip knew they were in a 12-game losing streak. So you know what he did? He went old school. Oh, did he go old school? 2008. We're on broadcasting for the Tampa Bay Rays. Dragon Ball, don't you stop looking at her. She's eating for your entertainment. Now she's eating a chicken breast, just chowing down on this. Look at her devour this chicken.
This is terrible.
Look at that. She just mowed that down. She's eaten 6-7 pieces of chicken in 5 minutes.
And she's going for the coleslaw right after. My goodness.
And look how happy she is.
She's happy.
So, 2008, there's a rain delay late in the year. And the players are in the clubhouse. I think they were in Boston, where there's not a lot of room. They were bored. It kept going and going and going. It went a little longer. I remember because I was doing the rain delay fill. BJ Upton, Evan Longoria found a pair of clippers. And they were bored. So you know what they did? They decided to give each other a mohawk. Because they were bored. So all of a sudden, they come back and they win the game. And then they win the next game. And then they win the next game. And they come home. And they show up at the ballpark. And fans are getting mohawks. Fans are getting mohawks because it was good luck, and it was a thing. Everybody was getting a mohawk as they went to the playoffs. So I'm sitting on the plane. We were up against the Boston Red Sox in like Game 5. We were about to put it away. Wah wah. Whole thing goes down south. I don't know if I told you this. I was standing there in the tunnel. There's a pen where the groundskeepers are right at the end of the dugout at Fenway Park down the first base line, and you line up to go run on the field to do the postgame interviews. So it's Peter Gammons, Pedro Gomez, and a couple other people, and I'm standing in line in the back along with somebody from the Boston Red Sox. And is the inning goes on and the Rays need like 3 outs to win, I'm right behind Pedro. I'm right in front of Pedro. That's right. Peter is in front of me. I'm in front of Pedro. And all of a sudden, the PR person goes, "Hey, Rich, why don't you fall back a row?" Because the Red Sox start getting base runners on. The Red Sox start scoring, and they score, and they score, and they score. And as we go on, every time the Red Sox score and the score gets a little bit closer, I keep getting asked to move back a spot, and then another, and then another. By the time the inning was done, I was out in the concourse. I got kicked out of that pen because the Rays lost. I ended up watching the rest of that inning next to a hot dog stand in the concourse with like 2 other people around me as the crowd's going crazy on this huge comeback. So we get back. We're on the bus. We're on the plane. I'm sitting there in my seat. I think it was Upton walks by, and he puts his hands on top of my head and pulls my hair. He goes, "You know, the boys need a little pick me up. They could look good if you showed up with a mohawk tomorrow." Somebody else walks by. "Come on, Rich. We look. You know what?
We could use you.
All in, man.
We need you.
Ride or die." So what did I do? Got a mohawk. Showed up the next day with a mohawk. They lose, but then they win Game 7. We go to the World Series. I'm sitting in broadcast meetings with executives from the commissioner's office because I was a broadcast executive. And I'm sitting there. Everybody else is in a shirt and tie. And what do I got?
You got the mohawk.
I got the mohawk. So Joe Madden's in the middle of a 12-game losing streak, needs to do something to get his team going. So guess what Skip did?
Oh, he broke out the old classic, did he?
Broke out the old classic, came back with a mohawk. And you know what happened? He got fired.
Oh, he got the pink slip right then and there, huh?
Before he got fired with the mohawk, and he never got to share with his ball club.
Oh,
ouch!
That's
the
rough.
Bad timing award of the year.
Oof.
Dragon Ball. She's the time that I told you that story. She's just finished all of the sides and an entire bucket of chicken. She's got one. Oh no, she finished the bucket of chicken.
Yep. No, she's got like one more large.
She's got one more large chicken breast to go.
I know that you were laughing at me because you saw me having a reaction. No, it was the fact that she took the coleslaw bowl and started just drinking the juice out of it. And I was just like, no, that never gets touched. That is gross.
She is incredible. That's my daddy right there.
Oh,
that's my daddy right there. All right, coming up next. All right, you ready? Give me your pump piece for Bruce Pascoe.
Oh, I couldn't make one because I was busy watching this woman devour 8 different birds and just all the side. I couldn't look away.
Somewhere Colonel Harlan Sanders is crying watching this. Bruce Pascoe's next.
This is David Omada, and here's what's trending on 1290 here at 4:36. Team USA will have another Wildcat on their roster for the Volleyball Women's Nations League, as former Wildcat star Maddie Kingdon-Hischel will be joining the team for the second straight leg. And the Phoenix Suns continue their pre-draft workouts as they invite Arkansas's Jalen Williams, as the Razorback is projected to be a second-round pickup. And that will go ahead and have us now look at the recent return of Nationals ace pitcher Steven Strasburg, will be returning to the injured list, according to the team, after his recent start earlier this week. And the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver will not be in San Francisco for the fifth game of the NBA Finals after the officially entered health and safety protocols earlier today. That's what's trending locally and nationally here on 1290. Still more to come on Wildcats Radio 1290 with Rich Herrera. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bruce Pascoe onto the program. Arizona Daily Star reporter, Tucson.com reporter, beat writer, covers the Arizona Wildcats, friend of the program, and just a really good all-around guy. Mr. Pascoe, how are you today?
Good, Rich. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for taking some time joining me here. Wanted to get your thoughts, the inside skinny, the two new players coming to play for Tommy Lloyd, the University of Arizona. The news broke on Friday. You had some great pieces about it this weekend on Tucson.com. Give us the latest.
Well, I think they have a roster now. I mean, they have a full team, and it's a team that can be competitive. I mean, they may not be quite as good as they were last year, but they have that potential now. They got two really key veteran transfers that kind of fill roles or should fill roles that they really needed. Losing the guys that they did. So I think it was huge. And again, that's college basketball. Here we are in the middle of June, and they're just getting it together. But they did get it together.
Okay, so specifically the two players that are coming in through the portal, give me the skinny on those guys.
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk with U of A coaches or Tommy Lloyd specifically about these two guys, but from what I know about them and seen and heard, et cetera, they got Courtney Ramey, who's probably their biggest pickup of the offseason, and that he's a guy who started for 3.5 years at Texas. He's a combo guard. He can score. He can play a little point guard, which will be helpful because they lost Justin Kier, who was kind of in that backup point guard role last year. Ramey's a potential starter. He also brings a lot of defensive toughness to this team, and that's something they really need, and I think they acknowledge that they need after kind of struggling with TCU and then losing to Houston in the tournament. So, and he came from the Big 12, where a lot of those play that kind of what they call that no middle style of defense, and it's really, it's a little bit different, and so he's going to bring a lot of things to them they really need. And then the other piece is Cedric Henderson Jr., who committed. He's a transfer from Campbell, a little bit less known, kind of a late bloomer out of Memphis. His dad, though, played in the NBA, played at University of Memphis, was a McDonald's guy, pretty good, pedigree that way. He's a really, mature kid. And I think he can help them in the sense that maybe in a way that a different position, but maybe in the way that Kier did, in that he's a likable guy who's been around, looking to kind of transfer up for his last year and, be part of a winning program. And, so, and I think specifically, I think he can play like kind of a, he's a big wing. Like he played a 4 and a kind of a small ball at Campbell, but I think with Arizona, he could play a 3 a lot of times. And maybe, if Arizona does go small, maybe he plays that 4 again. So then that's kind of a need they had as well, is, with losing that longer wing, those longer wings with Dalen Terry and Benedict Mathurin, of course.
Bruce Pascoe joining us right now for the Arizona Daily Star. Make sure you check him out and subscribe to the Starting Five. It gets delivered to your email box every morning with the 5 big stories from the Arizona Daily Star. Let's go through a projected starting lineup, if you don't mind. And again, we'll have to get through camp. And like you said, you haven't talked to the coaches, but how do we kind of project what the depth chart of the Arizona Wildcats will look like next year?
Well, I think it looks pretty solid. I think the question is what do they do up front exactly? But I would think that you'd have Kurt Kriisa back at point guard, Pelle Larsson, and and then Ramey on the wings, and then Azuolas Tubelis is already an all-league power forward, and then at center it's a question of whether Umar Ballo probably gets the nod as the returning guy who showed a lot of promise last year, but Henry Visar we've heard a lot of good things about. Super skilled, plays inside out. He can make a run for it as well, and certainly he'll be playing big minutes. And then there's Dylan Anderson, the freshman coming in, who's got some kind of inside-outside skills as well. And so they've got it'll be an interesting mix there at the 5, how that actually plays out. But I think other than that, the 4 positions look pretty solid actually right now. I would think, and then unless Adama Ball, he's going to have an opportunity to really either play a key reserve role or possibly even start himself. But I think after the promise he showed late last season, and Tommy Lloyd's indicated he's made big strides in practice, so I would expect a lot more out of him in the rotation. And then and I think Cedric Henderson, as I mentioned, I think kind of fills a number of roles and possibly off the bench, but he could be getting big minutes as well.
Is this enough depth for Tommy to get through a Pac-12 season, knowing that you're going to have some guys that are going to get banged up, you're going to have some guys that are going to get hurt?
Well, I think, certainly if nobody gets hurt, yes, absolutely. In fact, you know how it is. College basketball allows 13 scholarships. They've got 11. But the thinking is always, and Tommy is very much along this lines, if you have 13 and all of them are pretty good, you're going to have problems because not everybody, you can't keep everybody happy when you have that many guys. So I think, I think 11. I think 12 is maybe a little more comfortable, especially if you can, and they may still add one, and the one kind of person I could see them committing would be kind of a developmental guy that maybe needs more time and isn't going to be pressing to play right away. But they've got 11, and they've got probably 8 solid, 9 that they can go to, and that's kind of what they did last year. And they just got to hope they don't have any extended injuries. But generally speaking, 8-9 is a pretty good number in college basketball because that's one reason the transfer portal gets so wound up every spring is that there's guys who are on the outside of 8 and 9 and not happy, and so they try and get in it somewhere else.
I do like you said, bringing in some of these transfers out of the portal, that it looks like you're going to get a little bit more blue collar, a little bit more grit, especially when you have people coming over from the Big 12 where they play just a different style of basketball. Yeah,
that was the thing. That's the one thing that struck you about this team. They had so much success. They played and doing it against so many different kinds of styles, and then they get to the tournament, and then there's one style just and you could argue maybe the officiating was a little looser, whatever, but for whatever reason they just got knocked around a little too much, and I think that bothered Tommy Lloyd, and I'm sure it bothered everybody who's a fan of this team, to see that happen after such a great year. And Tommy Lloyd, when we met with him in April, he was saying that he's aware of that and he wants to address it both in recruiting and in drills and with in development with the current guys. So I think maybe he did a little bit of that. I don't know exactly what they're doing in the off season now, and I don't think a lot of that will get cranked up till July. But certainly in recruiting, he's maybe found a little bit of that. I think the only with those guards, and there still could be a ways to go to get to that level, but he they certainly made strides towards doing that, and I think Ramey is probably the key there.
Our friend Bruce Pascoe joining us right now from the Arizona Daily Star, guest here on Wildcats Radio 1290. I'm going to ask this next time I get a chance to get in front of the commissioner, Kliavkoff, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this. On the football side, Bruce, he's doing everything he can to try to build the Pac-12 up to compete, to try to get to the college football playoffs, because it's been a long time since we've had anybody from the Pac-12 make the Final Four in college football. I wonder if he is thinking about or is considered or even musing the same for basketball, because when our Pac-12 teams get into the tournament, it seemed like you go up against the Big 12, the Big 10, the rough and tumble teams. Our Pac-12 tournament teams looked a little soft when we got into the tournament, Is that because of the way that we play out here and the style, which revolves around probably a lot of the officiating, or is it something else?
Well, that's been a valid question for years and years. You go back to, the Lute Olson era, Stanford, those great teams. UCLA, of course, won it, and they made a couple Final Fours with Ben Howland when they did get a little tougher. But yeah, there's been a lot of that over the years. I think, in 2021, granted it was that weird COVID year, but the Pac-12 did really, really well in the tournament, and they sent, Oregon, USC, even Oregon State, UCLA, they all made great runs that year. And last year, it was disappointing, I think, for the conference. And but on the other hand, and Gonzaga ran into the same fate, and they lost on the same day, in a similar manner to a team that kind of beat them up. So it does make you wonder. In fact, I remember reading some commentary in the tournament where I think some of the thought was that, here's this game and these two great teams in Gonzaga and Arizona that were so entertaining and great all year, and then you get in the tournament, and as defined by the tournament, they're both out, and maybe that hurts the game, but it is what it is, and it may be that those two teams need to at least have a little more of that piece to them, and I'm sure up at Gonzaga they're considering the same thing, but so we'll see. I don't know on a conference level, Rich. That's a good question. If they're addressing, I know they have their, the deputy commissioner, Jamie Zaninovich, is sort of the key guy with basketball, and he's been concerned mostly, at least on his level, mostly with scheduling. And they really have, in recent years, not so much for Arizona, which already had a tough schedule, but a lot of the other teams, they've had them, they've put into place sort of requirements of the average toughness of teams that they have to face, and which has sort of made the league elevate itself that way. But I think as far as I know, as far as, the style of play and, how they're going to deal with that's something the coaches are doing individually. And, we'll see how it plays out, if it gets better in the future or not.
I'm wondering if we need less Long Beach States, Cal State Bakersfields on the Pac-12 roster and more TCUs and Oklahomas and Missouris, where they're a lot more physical, just so you get used to that style of play.
Yeah, and there's been some talk, and coaches have kind of gone against it. But back in the day, they used to have a lot more interconference scheduling into January and February. But now, and partly because they play 20 games now, none of the Pac, and because the league is more competitive than it was in the 80s and 90s, top to bottom, coaches are reluctant to play other teams later in the season. They want to just survive their conference schedule, but it's not helping from the sense of, as you say, getting that look of maybe a different style from a team on a different part of the country. And, mixing that in. And you could mix some of them in earlier, maybe a little more. But that's also problematic because now, again, they play 20 games. And most teams, everybody plays these MTs. They call them multi-team, events, tournaments like Maui or whatever. And then a lot of times there's challenges, or there's the random neutral game in Vegas. And then before you know it, you only have 4 or 5 games left. And coaches, especially unless they have a super veteran team, they want to get their team ready against some teams they know they can experiment with a little bit, meaning mid-majors or low majors. And, that's going to be a really tough sell to say, okay, well, you have this, and play TCU on November 11th. I just don't think a lot of coaches are going to go for it. And, that is a problem.
Well, I'm trying to think of the rough and tumble teams that Arizona played. Michigan was supposed to be one, but they didn't have much trouble with Michigan. Illinois was a team that was pretty rough and tumble. And then probably Colorado was the next biggest rough and tumble team. And I'm trying to think if there's anybody else out there until you got to TCU, until you got to Houston, that really physically dominated against the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And, and then the league probably was a little weaker in that aspect last year. And, ideally for the Pac-12, they would hope that you'd have a little more teams so you get that test on a day in, week in, week out basis or whatever. And if it's not there and you're spending your weekend going to the Bay Area and just wiping those teams out or whatever, it's maybe not as good when you get to the postseason. So it'll be interesting. I mean, they have thought about, further tweaking up the schedule. I think that they've liked the fact that when they had all these makeup COVID games this year, there was a lot of games on, last 2 years, really, a lot of games on Monday and Tuesday, and they found out that that's not so bad, and the ESPN likes it, and they'll pick them up, and the coaches, so they've changed the schedule that way. It's possible, down the road that maybe they could work it in where maybe they stick some big time non-conference games in there as well. Again, it might be a tough sell with some of the coaches though, but all those things are sort of possible. I think there's an awareness that maybe something like that needs to change.
You had Howland in the conference. Now you've got Mick Cronin, who he'll play that rough and tumble style.
Yeah.
You had Sean Miller in the conference who played that lockdown defense. But I wonder if it would behoove somebody like an Andy Enfield, or like a Colorado Buffalo, or a school like that, maybe Washington State, just to go play that Big 12 style of basketball, because it seems to cause fits for everybody else in the Pac-12.
Yeah, absolutely. It did, and there's been times when USC has had. Sometimes they've been that team with especially their bigs. They've been pretty tough. The last few years
when they had the Mobley brothers.
So that can help other teams in the league sharpen up against them. Not so much maybe last year. Just overall it wasn't quite there. But the other piece of it is the Big 12. It's tougher and tougher to get teams in the power conferences to want to come play game, want to go into series with teams in the Pac-12, because they've got, again, they've got bigger schedules, most of them. They've got their MTEs, they've got their challenges with whatever, other conferences, and there's just not a lot of openings, and it's just a little tricky. It's easier said than done, I guess I'll say that.
On paper right now, in your opinion, is this Wildcats team better or worse than they were last year at this point, talent-wise?
Well, I think talent-wise you'd have to say they were better last year, but the interesting thing is we're talking about this, and, you think about how we were all looking at them they got some talent, they had a pretty good freshman core, about this time a year ago, but how good are they going to be? We didn't know. Well, it turned out they were really good, but so now you look back on it and you think, wow, they were super talented. But I think you have to, heck, they could have 3 guys go in the first round of the NBA draft. That's hard. That's a lot of talent they just lost. And even if those guys, 1 or 2 of them slip to the second round, you got 3 picks there. And, they may have some draft picks the way it looks now on the roster. But, overall, I'd say they're probably slightly less talented, but maybe a little more experienced now with who they have back and then those 2 transfers. So, and, that makes a big difference in college basketball.
Bruce Pascoe, I appreciate you taking time joining us. Last question. Do you think Tommy's done, or do you think he still has another rabbit that he can pull out of his hat and we might see someone else coming in through the portal?
I'm wondering the same thing, but the impression I've gotten in talking to people around there that they are mostly done. I think that's probably it, but it wouldn't shock me if there's somebody, especially the way he recruits Europe, that there's somebody under the radar, maybe a developmental guy out there that they might add, or possibly a transfer. But it looks like most of the guys that they've been going after are off the board at this point, or they've dropped them, or whatever, for whatever reason they're no longer active. So I don't think so. Yeah, I think they'll probably go with 11. And certainly these are. I think as far as their rotation, it appears to be they've got the guys. I don't see them adding a real super impact guy. At this point. So,
and I think in Tommy's style, he likes to keep that one open, because he's also talked to us about roster management. That if I go give a freshman right now, that ties up that scholarship for 4 years. So I think he likes having a couple slots open just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to have one in your pocket in case there's that random midseason transfer. Some, James Akinjo was a couple years ago, where somebody doesn't work out and they decide to transfer in early December, and you've got to have the scholarship available in the fall to be able to offer it in the spring. So there's that, and then there's also the possibility that they're going to lose a scholarship or 2, if and when these sanctions ever come down. And so I think they proactively thought, to keep it on, 11 or 12 in case that happens, and that way, you won't lose any scholarships as you've already given out, but the danger there is that if you give them out and then somebody who you've given that scholarship to, and then he decides to transfer, you won't get that back. So it's a tricky thing. But I think he's just erring on the conservative side. And then, as I said before, I just think that in this day and age, if you have much more than 10 or 11 guys, there's going to be a couple guys that aren't happy anyway. So, which can not only lead to a transfer portal, but it can also affect your chemistry. And as we saw last year, this team has terrific chemistry. And I'm sure that, and Tommy seems to be big on maintaining that. So I think this is a number he likes.
Bruce Pascoe, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Rich.
All right, take care. Bruce Pascoe joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now I got everything. I'm ready to go. You know what? On paper, yeah, last year's team might have a higher ceiling. Toughness-wise, though, I think it's interesting, these two upperclassmen that are transferring in, on how they change the dynamics when you've got to be hanging and banging underneath the boards. Interesting. Thanks to Bruce Pascoe for joining us here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Sorry, I was trying to tell you. This is the international sign for break. For those of you watching the stream, don't look at me. It's not my fault. Did you play the sounder?
No.
Did you say it's time for the box office blitz?
It can be right now.
No, I want you to enter, but you have to do it wrestling style.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No, not announcer style. You've got to be.
You forget, I only did play-by-play of wrestling when I was in college.
I just want you to do. What do you mean you did play-by-play of wrestling?
I did play-by-play for the Northern Arizona Wrestling Club.
For like amateur wrestling?
No, professional wrestling. They had a pro wrestlers club in NAU. That can be something for maybe the next hour. Let's go ahead and let's open the box office.
Tucson, are you ready to win? The Wildcats Radio 1290 box office is now open.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
With tickets to ball games, concerts, movies, and more.
We have to get on. We have so much time and so little to do. Strike that. Reverse it. This way, please.
Start calling at 520-848-1290 to win. Good luck from Wildcats Radio 1290.
Oh my God, thank you.
No, next hour, you have to do it full on Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes.
I can maybe give you a Jake the Snake.
Yeah, one of those, but it's got to be the Dragon Ball.
All right.
Just full on wrestling promo.
Okay.
To introduce the box office blitz.
I will go ahead and I will do that. I will do what I can.
We'll take caller number 9 right now.
Number
Why?
9.
Why? Because I said so.
There you go.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Caller number 9 right now. You want a $25 gift card to the box office blitz to Hooters. Caller number 9, 520-848-1290. We give you stuff just for listening to this program on Monday. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Rich Herrera, the Dragon Ball. By the way, congratulations to Stanford. They just beat UConn. They're heading to Omaha. Do you care?
Well, congratulations for the Pac-12 getting a team in there, and they still got one more team that could get in there with Oregon State taking on Auburn in a winner-take-all.
You know who swept Stanford this year, don't you?
I believe that would be the University of Arizona.
That's right. That's the way I look at things.
Also, I just want to say, this is a small tangent. I hope you can entertain me in this. Who decided the uniform colors for Auburn and Oregon State game today?
Why?
Why is it that Oregon State is wearing the same darker shade of like blue that Auburn is typically known for, and Auburn is the one in the bright orange, and it's in Oregon State?
Well, first of all, you're wrong.
That's the jersey separation.
That's black.
That looks like a light shade of blue to me. Maybe it's just the TV in here.
Yeah,
but
their colors are black and orange.
Right, but it's a very dark shade.
But Auburn's wearing their grays.
Auburn's wearing orange.
But they're wearing their gray pants. See, so Oregon, and our friend Roxy Bernstein is calling this game. Oregon is wearing their home white pants, black alternate jersey, and a black cap. Auburn is festooned in gray pants, an orange top with their navy blue bonnets.
But you can see where there would be a potential conflict with the color coordination here.
But as well, that would be for my wife. She goes, why is Oregon wearing gray pants? She'd walk up and she'd ask, like if you were watching a game, I'm sorry, honey, don't get mad at me. It's already a stressful enough day for you, I know. But she'll walk up, who's at home? Well, if it's baseball, honey, the team wearing white is at home. Where are they playing? There's two teams, one's wearing gray, one's wearing white. And she'll go, where are they playing? Well, if the Dodgers are playing white, they're playing at Dodger Stadium. If they're wearing gray, they're on the road. Unless you're the Diamondbacks and they've got 20 million uniforms, who knows where the hell they're playing?
Same thing with the Oregon State or the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, who knows where they're playing? Well, but that's in baseball. In basketball, home team wears dark, visiting team wears light. Correct?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And then in football, home team wears dark, visiting team wears white. Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys and you can choose what you want to wear at home, that's why they wear white at home.
And that's why anybody who wants to mess with the Cowboys mojo, they always wear their away jerseys when they're playing at home against the Cowboys, force them to wear the blue.
Exactly. Because the Cowboys prefer to wear the white. What am I going to tell you here? We have got another gift card to give away. So are you practicing?
I'm practicing.
You're wrestling hype?
I am practicing.
I want to hear it. Give me just a little taste.
I can't give you a little taste right now.
Come on, just warm up. Just give us a little. Come on, I insist.
You got to wait.
I'm insisting. Go ahead.
You got to wait like everybody else. It may be your show, but you got to wait like everybody else.
Come on. Listen up, Tucson. I've got an offer for you right now.
Sounds like you're selling cars off a lot there.
I want to hear your wrestling.
You'll hear it when it comes.
All right. Are you practicing?
I am practicing.
Are you thinking inside your head?
I'm thinking how I'm going to approach this as best as I possibly can.
Is it going to be embarrassing?
Oh, absolutely embarrassing.
Will I want to run tape of it so I can replay it over and over again?
I will get you the tape.
All right. I wanted to recap the brackets for you real quick because you've got 1 day and 6 hours left to vote. So the voting is done tomorrow at midnight, and then we'll move to 32. So half of our field is 64, and Tucson's Top Cat Challenge will be eliminated. So just in case you're wondering, here's how we stand right now. If you haven't voted yet, go to wildcatsradio1290.com to look at the brackets and to vote and check and see how your people are doing. Are you coughing on me?
No, absolutely not.
You just coughed on me. That's why I said stay over on your side of the glass. Don't get cooties on me. Steve Kerr is 60% of the vote, leading Kourtney Kardashian. Let's see. I got to go over here and do this? Yeah. Kenny Lofton, 78% of the vote, leading Mike Bibby. Nick Foles, 75% of the vote, taking on Lorena Ochoa. Barry Goldwater, 67% of the vote, beating Alex Flanagan. Annika is now at 88% of the vote versus Katie Pavlich. Don Knotts beating Michael Bates 67-33. Dr. Richard Carmona, 75% of the votes versus Natalie Goldbus. And again, if you're watching online on our stream, you can see all of this. Bob Dole, 78% of the votes, versus Rick Hoffman from Suits. Artie Moreno, 75% of the votes versus Caroline Ray. JT Snow beating Kurt Busch, 67-33. Chris McAllister, no problem with Geraldo Rivera, 67% of the votes going to Chris McAllister. Dan Hicks getting a little bit closer. Some Robert Sarver votes have come through. Hicks leading Sarver 56-44. That's still within striking distance. Teddy Bruschi taking a bigger lead now, 78% of the vote versus Tom Tolbert. Jenny Finch versus Greg Kinnear. Finch leading 78-22. Amanda Beard leading Ed Hockley with 89% of the vote. Gronk with 89% of the vote versus Gary Shelling, so some Gronk votes coming in. Jerry Bruckheimer, no problem, 78% of the vote versus Nicole Ritchie. DeAndre Ayton is beating Ron Shelton, the producer, the writer of Bull Durham, 63-38. Jason Terry beating Jim Furyk now 67-33. Chuck Cecil dominating Richard Jefferson 78-22. John Hughes beating Vance Johnson 67-33. Antoine Kaysen is now taking the lead versus Linda McCartney. Antoine Kaysen now making a run for it, 56-44. Luke Walton. Some people are starting to vote for Michael Biehn. Johnny Ringo from Tombstone. Luke Walton winning 89-11 over the actor. Trevor Hoffman, 78-22 over Rory Sabatini. Carl Eller, no problem, 78% of the vote versus Denise Austin. Savannah Guthrie pulling away now, 56-44 over Gilbert Arenas. Bob Bafford leads Lance Briggs in our brackets, 89-11. Sean Elliott, some late Damon Stoudemire votes coming in for Stoudemire, but Sean Elliott still the commanding lead, 67-33. Woody Johnson beating Josh Pastner, 78-22. Linda Ronstadt dominating now, starting to run away with this against Andre Iguodala, 89-11. Craig T. Nelson, 100% of the vote against NFL kicker Nick Folk. Terry Francona now dominating Kristen Wiig, 67-33. And those are the brackets as they stand right now. I was going to make Dragon Ball watch more of my competitive eating.
I would really rather not at this point. There is so much food that was being thrown on that window just a couple minutes ago. Oh, my goodness.
She just ate 20 corn dogs in 20 minutes.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this to yourself?
It's hilarious.
It's so unnecessary.
It's awesome. Now, in fact, I'm showing this in the stream. She's going to eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 Culver's Butter Burgers, a shake, a soda, and cheese curds. I'm going to make you watch this Dragon Ball.
No, don't. Oh, my goodness. I like how the pickles are on top of the bun.
Do you go to Culver's a lot?
I do.
I don't go enough.
I go mostly for the chicken tenders. That's what I do.
Well, you do eat like an 11-year-old.
Yes.
So, anyway, those are the brackets. So, by the way, if you haven't voted yet in our brackets, we are lining up Tucson's top cat. Who's the top cat to come out of the University of Arizona? We went through sports. We went through acting, politics. You got Barry Goldwater in there. You got Bob Dole in there. We went to Hollywood. We went into business. We have owners of 3 different sports franchises. We went as deep as we can to find the ultimate top cat. Now, it's up to you to vote. We started with 64. We'll go to 32 this week. Then we'll have a week's worth of voting. We'll get to 16, 8, Final 4, and then the ultimate battle to see who the top cat is. The number 1 overall seed is Steve Kerr. If you haven't gone yet, go to wildcatsradio1290.com to vote. And to check and see how the brackets are to see who's Tucson's top cat. Today's program brought to you in part by PGA Tour Superstore. What is Father's Day?
That would be the 19th.
Which is this weekend.
That would be this Sunday.
Folks, get the dad or grad in your life something they really, really want from PGA Tour Superstore. Get them golf shoes, maybe a new golf shirt, some golf pants. If you have a golfer in your life, there's only one place to go. It's called PGA Tour Superstore. They're located Oracle and Limberlost. You can shop with pros at Tucson's PGA Tour Superstore. How good are they? They actually have PGA instruction inside the store. You could get a gift card. You want to get a great present for your dad? Get him a lesson with a PGA professional golf instructor. You could do it. Listen, it's 107 degrees. You can actually have that lesson inside the air-conditioned PGA Tour Superstore. And while you're there, get him a dozen golf balls. Get him some new golf shoes. Get him a big floppy hat. They've got everything. You want to get him a new putter? You could do that right there. And here's the great deal. Mention the radio show and get $20 off a purchase of $100 or $50 off a purchase $250 or more, only at PGA Tour Superstore. Now, there are restrictions. Pink, Titleist, FootJoy, not included in this promotion. But the rest, you go in there and you tell them, I listen to Rich Herrera. And guess what? They're not going to throw you out. They're not going to laugh at you. They're not going to mock you, but they're going to give you a discount. $20 off a purchase of $100, $50 off a purchase of $250 or more, only at PGA Tour Superstore, Oracle, and Limberlost. Home for golf pros and beginners and golfers like me. All right, Dragon Ball. For inspiration, I'll put her back up as she's now chowing down on her second 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's already got two. She's got two double butter burgers down in 5 minutes. She's going on her third. She's inspiration to you, isn't she?
Oh, she's far from inspirational for me, but I'm sure for somebody.
I was talking to Brett Boone, and by the way, we're going to have him join us this week. He'll be at the Major League Baseball Combine in San Diego.
Yes.
Daniel Susak will be there. I talked to Booney. He's going to join us. I talked to him. I'm going to send him this video. And I told him, I'm going to watch her eat before I have a meal because I'm already full just watching her.
I was going to say, I'm starting to feel a little bit of indigestion right now.
I swear my blood sugar went up just watching her.
I mean, I can understand that because I'm not comfortable with it.
No, I'm oddly attracted to her yet repulsed at the same time.
Fair enough.
What do you got for me to remind everybody it's time for the box office blitz? I want your best Hulk Hogan.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. We got ourselves an opportunity that will never be able to be replicated until next week when we also open the box office blitz next week, brother. But this week, we got $25 given out to Hooters. You got a chance to get $25 worth of some of the best wings that you could get in all of Tucson, brother. And this time, you got a chance to go ahead and win it if you just call into the radio show here. And that's what I'm talking about, you mean, Gene? This is an opportunity of a lifetime, brother. All you got to do is call in to the number at 520-848-1290, and you got a chance for some of the best wings in Tucson, brother.
You know what? That wasn't half bad. I'm rather proud of you.
I mean, I watched enough of it growing up. And
all right, hit the sounder.
Hey, Tucson.
We are the sports station that gives you stuff just for listening.
Hachi Machi.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 box office is now open.
With tickets to ball games, concerts, movies, and more.
I know, it's crazy. Welcome to the Thunderdome, people.
Start calling at 520-848-1290 to win.
From Tucson's best sports station, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Dragon Ball, I also missed she's eating a large peanut butter custard. Come on. Look at this.
No.
Look at this, Dragon Ball.
No.
Look at this.
No.
All right, we'll take caller number what? Caller number 8, since she's eating 8 of these burgers.
8 of the
caller
burgers.
number 8 right now, 520-848-1290, 520-848-12. Call. I'm just watching her, and she has to stand up and wiggle now.
You know what's funny?
If you're watching on the stream, you can see this. And Dragon Ball is just looking at me, and he's completely disgusted.
I feel ill. That's what it is. I feel ill.
I know. I love it. I love the look on your face. All right, call right now. We'll take caller number 8, 520-848-1290. Caller number 8, 520-848-1290. Coming up, the big stories of the day here on 1290.
Never has that line in the big story intro meant more than in this particular moment.
Watch her, Dragon Ball. Those on the stream. I've got a YouTube video going behind the stream, and it's this human eating machine. 51 minutes she's been eating Dragon Ball.
She is struggling to finish this last burger.
She's
right
trying
now.
to do, what did I say, 8?
It was 8. I think it was like 8.
8 butter burgers. Double butter burgers.
Cheese curds and a shake and a soda. And she is struggling.
She actually had to get up out of her chair. Now she's like doing a wiggle to try to force the food down a little bit more. Oh, she's sweating.
Yeah, I bet.
I think she might have met her match.
It's not even sweat, Rich. That's the oil from the butter burgers that is currently.
Now, look at her. She's doing what I do. You know, like when I try to psych myself up, walking down the hallway, trying to motivate myself, and I clap. She's doing the clapping thing like me. That's my daddy right there. She's my daddy.
I don't think she's going to finish this. I've already seen the preview videos, so this one I think got her. But
she's tapping out.
Yeah, there was no way she was going to finish that. No way in the world was she going to finish that. Those are heavy burgers. I told you this when I talked to you about when I brought in Culver's one time and you asked about it. I was like, it's pretty good. Just avoid their burgers. They're very, very heavy.
Oh, man.
If she can't finish it, I know that I'm not
She's like
wrong.
Draymond Green. She talked the talk. She couldn't walk the walk.
That's not true. She at least probably averaged more points during a game than Draymond
All right,
did.
real quick. Here's the big stories today. Game 5, NBA Finals tonight. 2 apiece going back to San Francisco. Will Draymond Green be Bosworth, or will he truly be Ric Flair? Will he show up tonight? Stanley Cup showdown set. The Avs versus Tampa Bay. Dragon Ball's got the Avs. I've got the Lightning. We'll figure out what the bet is tomorrow before the series starts. MLB Combines this week in San Diego. Booney's going to call in on Thursday after watching Daniel Susak work out. And College World Series, Stanford advances. Oregon State with a chance to advance. Tennessee not going, so that's good.
Sorry, Tennessee.
Is that the school that the kid flipped off and gave the fingers? He's running around second.
I want to say Tennessee was the one that
had
had
they're like the bad boys of college baseball.
They were also the top seed overall.
And Notre Dame beat them.
And see you later. They at least got to the Super Regional, so I guess they can hang their hat on that. But come on. If you're the 1 seed, you got to go.
All right, so those are all the big stories of the day. Coming up, in case you missed our conversation, Arizona's rounded out their roster with a couple transfers. Bruce Pascoe joins us next from the Arizona Daily Star. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.